The last time I stole her notebook, I opened to a tear-stained poem entitled I Still Do. It read, I hate you because you lied in me. I loved you. I hate you because you cheated in me. Well, I loved you. But most of all, I hate you because I still love you. I am her #1 fan. She doesn't write anymore. Claims the pen cuts deeper than any surgeon's scalpel and the words offer no anesthesia for this type of operation. She helped me to see that sometimes talent isn't wasted. It's just too much of a burden to bear. 10. This is the village that raised me. The reason I shoot off at the mouth like there's a double barrel buried in my belly and a Glock cocked on my tonsils. While I stand like I got steel beams for bones and a backbone composed of mortar-fortified cinder blocks. While I open eyes like alarm clocks, provoke thought like nerve endings, sensing pain. While I stand on this stage and perform open-heart surgery on myself with no anesthesia. You might not see them, but they are here, calling me names like light bulb, reminding me that this flesh is but a lampshade and I am shining. Because what defines the character of a man is not the color of his skin, but the content of his soul. Moving right along, this is, I'm trying to feel y'all out a little bit, I'll just jump into this one, and if y'all need to get up and go out in the hallway and get some tissue and whatnot, then so be it. Where is your God? Gotta act like you never heard it before. Where is your God? This is the first question that shot through my mind after the limbless torso of my firstborn son was pulled from the belly of my wife. His pale white skin glowing with bluish tint as if his bones were composed solely of ice. Second question came from the vocal cords of my weary wife. Is he all right? I'm still uncertain of how to answer either question. Because we live in a world where pain is synonymous with breathing, and yet there are more babies being born than there are old folks leaving, and I'm not sure if it's because we aren't living long enough to die of old age anymore, or child support is just the easiest way to collect a paycheck. See, I don't know what type of faith it takes to believe that suicide is just the greatest sacrifice to grace heaven's gates since the ascension of Christ, nor do I know what giver of life finds pleasure in taking it away. I just know that one day, my little boy will ask what God saw fit to make him thus. So I stand here, wondering how do I hold on to trust when every reason to doubt is lying limbless on my couch, wondering where is your God? Is he pinned to a dogwood cross, or is he a ghost, swaddled in a straitjacket of combustible emotion, banging against the padded cell of a heart in the insane asylum of a chest cavity? Do you invest mustard seeds of faith into mountains of theory and concept, or just dump money into the body of your deity as a down payment for the surgery on your malfunctioning life? I'm not asking because I don't believe, but when fear uses the missing hands of your newborn baby boy to slap you in the face, you tend to lose faith. When tragedy kidnaps the centerpiece of your beliefs at a defining point in your existence, you bury prayers in shoeboxes or hang them on withering bedposts as a reminder that never asking is easier to deal with than never being answered. Is he all right? Question now asked by kids at the playground. Where? Perpetual debate the mirror and I have each morning before breakfast when I attempt to convince myself that God lives down the street on the cobblestone steps of an abandoned church, that he is the help me and the extended hand of a beggar, that he sits in a wheelchair and rides the short bus to school, and he laughs and dances without legs and tries to clap without hands, and he calls me daddy, and I find angels in his smile, a quiet in his throat, and a stronger sense of hope whenever he falls, looks at me and says, I'm okay. Know that even if he isn't in that moment, throughout his life, he will be. I am a born-again believer with beliefs that make the traditional Christian cringe. But I don't judge your lifestyle because you are not as perfect as my ideas. We are living proof that God likes to play in the mud. So show me a child without limbs, and I'll show you the face of God in his smile, the arm of grace in his reach, and the hand of mercy in each breath. Call God what you will, wage wars in his name, claim birth defects or punishments for sin, and say the devastation of a country is the Lord's way of dispensing judgment. But what the horrors of men say to me is that even God himself knows that sometimes it just gets hard to believe. I know I am more bass drum and snare, more raw lyric explicit content than radio edit censorship, more rusty fork than silver spoon. More fist fight than argument, more gladiator than gambler, more shotgun than switchblade, more bomb than bullet, more nuclear than atom, more human than divine. And I know it takes something celestial to love me. So I've never thought to question the taste of rose petals in my mouth when your lips press against mine. Never found it strange that the hornets in my bloodstream seem to gather in my belly to feast on the sweetness of your kiss. Never wondered why your whispers in my ears sound like fingertips gliding across the chords of a harp, or why your touch makes me want to speak in a language foreign to my tongue. Tus ojos están la luna en la noche de amor. I've never questioned. I've always felt like I could tell you anything. So that talking to you feels more like confession than conversation. How you turn this hornet's nest of a heart into a honeycomb, and this hip-hop song of a soul into a ballad too complex for the vocal cords buried in human throats to mimic. I've never wondered why your legs remind me of pearly gates, or why I feel so inclined to look for God in the arch of your spine, while our bed sheets remind me of spread wings when you dig your shoulder blades into the fabric of our mattress. How we turn headboards into crucifixes and shake the bed like exorcisms. You are not my religion, just my gospel. And I know you are not of this earth. So I'm more inclined to ask you what position in glory you gave up to come down here and wallow in the mud with me, gorgeous seraphim, with skin like holy water. Your embraces feel like baptisms. I find redemption in your eyes and salvation in your smile. I'm not sure I deserve you. Because you are more summer rain than hurricane, more quiet sea than tsunami, more halo than pitchfork, too celestial to be mortal. And I know you need something human to validate the reason you love so recklessly. So I spend most nights looking over my shoulder. Because I know somewhere on the dusty railroad tracks of Lawrenceville, New Jersey, there's an angel tearing his wings out at the roots and burning the feathers, because some boy with a hornet's nest for a heart and a hip-hop song for a soul and stole his girl. And he'd do anything to make himself human enough to win her back.
It's called PhD in Him. If I counted up all the hours I've studied, read, focused on, fucked, sucked, cried over, gotten up and been resilient about, not given up on, believed in, loved, hated, so believed in, ignored my friends' advice about, talked about, did I mention talked about? I'd have a PhD in Him. By now I could have had a PhD in philosophy, Middle Eastern studies, stem cell research, but no, I have a PhD in Him. Funny how He brings me no income, no pension, no future. Did I mention no future? Funny how He brings me no Roth IRA funds, no medical plan, including dental, no sense of security. Funny how He became my career. Yes, He became my career, my daily ambition, my goals, my homework. My to-do list today reads Him. So to ask me what I did this year, I didn't write any plays or any books, or do some responsible shit like pursue a backup career. I was fully employed in the fury of Him. The fury, the passion, clocking in 80-hour weeks, graduated valedictorian at the tippy top of my class, magna cum fucking laude, and a waste of fucking time. Hours upon hours spent figuring out his equations, riddles, word problems, crossword puzzle treatment, cracking his codes, philosophizing his constitution over creme marnier, wine, vodka. Oh, did I mention vodka? By now I could have been a brain surgeon, a novelist, a Pulitzer Prize winner. I could have fed undernourished children, fought terrorism, volunteered at soup kitchens. Fuck that. Built soup kitchens. But instead, I have a PhD in him. Wasted hours in the library of man. So quiz me, I know him better than he knows himself. I'm that matriculated doctorate hoe, paid full tuition at It's All About Him University. Ladies, have you visited? Yes. Ladies, have you visited? Yes. See, they pat you down at the gates for self-esteem, and your core syllabus is a well-crafted list of cockamamie lies. Study hard, bitches. You've got a paper due Monday morning titled, My Man Wants to Be Treated Like a Man But Won't Act Like One. Woo! Who's hiring? Any other fools want to sit in my lecture hall? See, I'm licensed to teach and preach, sparing my pride in hopes some other women might read my dissertation. See, I have a PhD in him and my transcript is rolling off my wicked tongue. Not sure of how my most difficult degree might serve me, but think one day I'll thank him for reminding me how fierce a pupil of life I really am.
2006, 6 Muslim Imam men were shuffled off an airplane when an ignorant passenger expressed concern. If she knew they were praying towards Mecca, would she still have remembered the alleged terrorism of September 11th that plastered negative images of brown-skinned citizens in her head? And how come no one ever calls the county sheriff when the president says God bless, or an Oscar winner thanks Jesus? Yes, due to the shift in hate of the American psyche, Arabs and Muslims have had their hijab morphed to look like gun racks. The same way that Black Panther Defense was systematically media purchased and transgressed to look like black men on the offensive to kill, instead of a people hoping to end the psychological holocaust of their humanity. And I want to say, I understand the Muslim men not because of my own experienced anti-Semitism, which has been vast and painful, but because despite my optimism, I've watched my people slaughtered for millennia. So my passport is always ready for any white supremacist plan, for any minority extermination, and the new folks of color better get in line. Because the old ones still haven't been paid reparations. And while African Americans are still lynched, fruitless, ghettoed by gentrification, Arabs and Muslims suffer Hollywood manipulation. Every big budget action flick's got a turban speaking Arabic, hijacking anything with wheels, striking bomb threat deals. But did you know the government escorted the bin Ladens back to Saudi on 9/11 because they're good buddies with George B. And did you ever ask your Serbian roommate at boarding school how many friends she watched die at the hands of American bombs that were supposed to save white Muslims in Bosnia? And did you ever envision a world without racial and ethnic scapegoats? Because there are movements to reinstate prayer in school. I was made to worship someone else's God as we looked at our flag with my hand on my heart during our nation's pledge, yet she reports their prayers to the nearest airport security as suspicious activity. White men murder Emmett Till because he whistles at a white woman. When there are white men that whistle at black and Latina women every street corner in Manhattan. Stars plastered on my ancestors' shoulders, numbers tattooed on their arms, yet there are scholars who say the Holocaust genocide never happened. PhDs who claim slavery ended in 1863. Ignorant Americans who think it'll never happen again. But we're escorting Muslims off the airplane, making the airport the new plantation where Massa is any white or assimilated racist that doesn't know that Arab is not synonymous with Muslim. Probably thinks that anti-Semitism is an old world thing of the past, like a friend recently told me to my Jewish face. Probably thinks that Brown v. Board and civil rights cleared up any American issues with race. Yes, we're always on someone's case. And we'll post their skin tone on wanted ads for extermination. We'll make them metaphorically pick cotton off some realistic plantation, and no one will have been paid reparations. So maybe you could be the new minority without the racism-proof vest. Maybe you could be this year's Muslim escorted off an airplane for giving praise to the Almighty. Maybe you could be the new victim to the colorless whitey. So if it's never been you, shut the fuck up. You could be next. Thank you. It took me 22 years to purge words onto a page, the same way I purged my body into stomach ulcers, popped eye blood vessels, and missing tooth enamel. 22 years to tell the tale of my bulimic, anorexic, and disordered eating hell, and I've walked barefoot through tiled deserts of bathrooms to find the mirage of my distorted body image staring up at me from the tainted water in the toilet. I used to daydream about freedom. I used to daydream about appreciating the abundance of food around me. I used to daydream about eating dinner without wanting to kill myself. And that, like the society I wish to heal and explain, I too someday would change. So I've unchained the melody of my dirge-sung soul and patched layers of karmic candle wax to mend the stomach holes. I'm free. Free from sneaking out of algebra and trigonometry to vomit elegantly into a toilet paper-filled toilet during a busy passing period so that no one could hear me. Free from credit cards that pay for wasted foods crumpled into white garbage bags in the gutter across the street from my driveway. Free from dry skin and shedding hair, bleeding skin and death scares because food gave me power to inject order into a world of chaos. Food gave me the love and security I was afraid to find in my sexuality. Food could remedy the abandonment I felt from my father's excessive traveling to make the excessive amounts of money I would vomit in the toilet. But this is not a poem about struggling through thousands of breakfasts, lunches, and dinners when thousands struggle without breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is not a poem about millions of tears as my fear-encrusted fingers lay mangled, shaking, twitching on the bathroom floor with fear and insecurity when millions of children are held captive, shaking with fear and no security. This is not a poem about the guilt of a privileged disorder, because I was often told that I was selfish for an uncontrollable force coaxing me to stick my fingers down my throat. This is a poem about context, about how I can't formulate linguistic ink blots to tangibly articulate the deadly pain that lived inside me. About playing Russian roulette with my esophagus as my gun barrel fingers triggered tragedy down my throat. About self-deprecating stares in the mirror of a red-faced terrorist hijacking my digestive system from within. About how my eyes have learned to make love to the lower left corner of my torso. And the sun sets in the crevices of cellulite in my thunder thighs. This is a poem about the regurgitated traumas that I cannot digest, and at best, this is a poem about how I am not fat. Let's go. Thank you. So this piece is a list of the things I experienced and learned in college, and I hope some of it can resonate and maybe inspire. And thank you all so much. It's really an honor and privilege and pleasure to be here with you all today. So, what I learned in college. He will call you. He'll get your number from a drunk friend. He will call you 5 times that night, and he'll call you the next day. He wants to hang out. He thinks you're cool, funny, and pretty. Don't have bad drunk sex with a friend of a friend the night before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the Super Bowl freshman year. You'll never be able to do regular push-ups again even after the wrist surgery. Don't relapse into bulimia just because your brother dies, you go to a competitive school, and you don't know how to eat normally. If you get raped, it wasn't your fault. Do not be ashamed. You did not deserve it. If you get raped, consider detoxing yourself with a period of celibacy to reclaim, regain, and reevaluate your sexuality. This honestly works. If you take 1.5 years of celibacy, reconnect with your sexuality by hooking up with your sexy housemate after your house throws a huge party. He will be just what you need to start over. Always ask questions when you're confused. There are no stupid questions, only stupid reasons for being afraid to ask. It's okay to fluctuate in your identity. Most people are really fucking cool. Some people really fucking suck. Sometimes your best friends won't stay best friends with each other. Give your best guy friends frequent lectures when they're clearly in love with their other best female friend that is openly in love with them. They need you to tell them they're being an idiot. Starbucks is amazing. Always study at Starbucks. There are 15 key Starbucks locations in the entire city of Philadelphia. It is possible to have an orgasm by having your chest stimulated, gyrating your hips around in tight blue jeans, and lying on the bathroom floor with one of your guy friends. A few weeks later, you will hook up on a pool table of his frat house, and your mutual best friend will walk in on you. If it gives you a stomach ache every time you eat there and order from there, it will always give you a stomach ache every time you eat there and order from there. Most people are racist. Most white liberal people are racist. Most liberal people are hypocritical idiots. I am a hypocritical idiot. You cannot stop a war with posters and a blowhorn. It makes you feel minimal relief to know that you tried to stop an entire war with posters and a blowhorn. A vibrator is always a good thing to own. If a couple, this is really important, if a couple is not good at third wheeling, they are not in a healthy relationship. Talk about anything and everything you need to. Listen to everything and anything you can. Intellectual jargon is very stimulating and pleasing. Television sucks. Your life will improve astronomically if you stop watching it for 2 years. Do not become obsessed with romantic comedies. They can very easily facilitate in fucking up your entire sexuality. Shower with your platonic friends. Friends are amazing. Balance is everything. Iced, grande, non-fat chais, whole wheat bagels with butter. Romance comes in waves. You will go from a killer drought to an overabundance of crops and farmers ready to irrigate your ripeness. If you are a powerful, strong, loud, heterosexual feminist leader on campus, you will be turned into an asexual icon. If you achieve a lot, people will continue to expect a lot from you. Take breaks when necessary. Take more breaks than you're necessarily willing to take. Walk to graduation with your housemates. Walk through the commencement procession with your group of friends. Sit next to your best friend at graduation. Things come full circle. In the face of adversity, kill that shit. Kick it in the ass and let it make you stronger. Thank you.
It's kind of addressing a problem that's been going on in the spoken word community for a really long time now, and I feel like it's important that I address it tonight. And, you know, it may piss some people off, but sometimes you have to do what you believe in, and your heart is right, so that's what I'm going to do. It goes like this. I'm tired of these bitch-ass, sucker-ass, motherfucking poets on these motherfucking stages coming up here and disrespecting. You know what he be disrespecting. That's right! I'm talking about the mic. When you come to this mic, you treat it right, you treat it like a lady. Because that's exactly what it is. A lady. And I don't appreciate you slobbing all over her with your slurs. Placing your filthy fucking hands on her neck with no style of grace, molesting her from her head to her base. Verbally abusing her with your P's and your P's, please. Sorry, baby. You have to be gentle, careful, sensual, sexual. Her body is an extraordinary instrument of exquisiteness. Love her and she'll love you back. And just like a lady, she wants you to be great. She's there for you to care for you, a vacant vessel that's open to what you have to bring, to share your vision with her, tell her a secret, a confession, a dream, say the right thing, tune into the vibration. The perfect pitch, just the right volume. And she'll project your pain and spread your words to everyone in a listening radius. But if you come up here like you ain't got no sense, she'll flip your pros and woes into a blaring babble of nonsense. Who's told you told them I wasn't looking for me? And then they're always out supposed to say, I don't need no stick of mic. Fuck you, I'm leaving you. Show these people that I'm in business. Meanwhile, the mic is thinking, darling, no one can hear you. And maybe I'm being unfair, but somebody's got to have a best interest in check. So when we first met, I came correct. I said, excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you. I see you up here every night, you know, doing your thing, and I just want to know if I can be a part of it. We can dance to this thing called poetry, and I promise I'll keep my hands up here. I won't go down there because I respect you. Yeah. In fact, can we do this? Nice. Yeah. And I know all about you, Miss Lady. I know you ain't afraid to get loud. And that's beautiful. And your presence is addictive. And that's why everyone wants to be around you. They don't love you like I do. And I don't know, there was something about you that drew me to you. That when you do that thing you do that makes me want to speak through you. So you bring out the worst in me, but you bring out the best in me. You got me saying things I would have never thought I had the courage to say. Reminding me to be mindful of articulation and enunciation and pronunciation and alliteration. You make me a better man, grammatically speaking. And all I want to do is I want to say things to you no poet has ever said. I want to serenade you with similes. I want to massage you with metaphors. I want to bring out the frequency freaking you and have you feeding for feedback. I'll have you resounding for days, baby. Amplifying all over the room, begging me to put a chord out there, put a chord out. Never I said everything I want to say, every syllable, every phrase. I want to have you going like, and it goes like this. Beep boop boop boop. Beep boop 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 boop. Yeah, can I speak to America? Aho. She's not there for real? Nah, just send me their voicemail. Thank you. Hey, baby, what's good? It's Obama. So listen, I've emailed you, texted you, and you haven't returned my phone call, so I guess I'm just going to have to do this here. Basically, I'm just calling to find out what's up. You know, just want to find out what the fuck is going on. Seriously, like what is the 411? Let me know what it's going to be because I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things. I just want to make sure. Are we cool? Are we straight? What's up? You having second thoughts? Are you getting cold feet? You're like, nah, I'm cool on change. Thanks but no thanks. Is that what it is, huh? I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to raise my voice. I told myself no drama. No drama, Obama, no drama. Listen, baby, I know, okay? The first term was bumpy, right? I know I made some mistakes. I know you're scared. You know, I know you're angry. You know, you've been through a lot. I know you're hurting. I know I made a lot of promises, but I'm working on it, girl. I said I would take care of you, and I will, but you got to give me time to make this right. I never said this shit would be easy. What, you think this shit would have been easier? Or you want things to go back to the way they were? I need to remind you the half the shit I'm dealing with is because you were fucking around with old boy for the last 8 years. Letting him abuse you and shit. But do I complain? I'm working my butt off for you, girl. 24/7, but I can't help you if you don't let me. Help you, know what I mean? How you gonna play me like this? Are you fucking serious sending me all these mixed messages? Wow, just love them and dump them like some cheap thrill. Just hit it and quit it when the shit gets real. Is that how it works? Well, you know what? Fuck you. Then why you acting like this, girl? I freaking love you. Wait, right, you ain't right. Baby, you're dumb or wrong. Could have had it all. I had such high hopes for us. Together, you was gonna be so fucking beautiful. But nah. Be a man. I'm not giving up on you, and you damn sure better not give up on me. We've come too far. I refuse to throw in the towel no matter how hard it gets. I'm with you for life. Or at least for the next 9 months. Don't turn your back on me. Call me. Please call me. We got a lot to talk about. Holla at your boy, Barack. Love. Love, not me. And when I mean love, I don't mean that mother, daughter love, the father, brother love. I'm talking about that mushy, gushy, till death do us part kind of love. No thanks. No ma'am, no sir, because I know where that kind of love leads. The Heartbreak Hotel, no need for a reservation. Been there, done that. No, never again. Mended in my heart years ago and now, new and improved, fully intact, my heart double locked, and protected. Ain't nothing getting through that. And so there I am, my best Sunday suit, looking sharp and dapper as always, and then my two best friends stand getting married. Her looking exquisite and him looking almost as dapper as me. And the rain is pouring. Ha! How's that for romance, I thought? But we happen to be under a tent, thank goodness, and the higher Spanish guitarist is playing melodies that match the gentle rhythm of the raindrops, and somehow it all makes sense. It's time for my buddy to speak, no notes or index cards. He speaks from the heart. His voice is shaky. I've never seen him this way. He professes his unyielding love for her, tells her that the best part of his day is lying next to her in the morning, that when he is with her, he feels safe. Tears run down his well-shaven face as the rain pitter-patters on top of the tent, and the lady next to me is beginning to cry, and suddenly I can feel a lump inside my throat, and my eyes are getting watery. Woo! My heart begins to puppy pump, thump, thump. The locks are falling, thump, thump. The gates are crashing, thump, 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 thump. He continues, I will give you everything I have to grow old with you and argue with you and love you. Tears run down her face as she receives the weight of these gentle words. The mascara follows, making her look like a brighted raccoon. But no one cares. Not even her, because this is love, beautiful and messy and honest and true. A love like that makes me want that. Yes, no. Yes, no. But the heartbreak, forget the heartbreak. This is love and this is life. Don't fight it. Yes, yes. to be loved fully and completely. Someone who I can stand before my Sunday's best under a tent, the rain pouring, my family and friends watching, and a Spanish guitarist playing. And tell her, baby, the best part of my day is lying next to you in the morning, that when I'm with you, I feel safe. Love. Thank you very much. We'll do one more. To end with like some motivational, you can do it type shit. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is for the poets that don't know that they're poets yet. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to bring your behind the mic, push past those nerves, shake off those shakes, and regurgitate all that hidden potential until your greatness spews onto the stage and overflows into the first 5 rows and makes the crowd in unison go, whoa. The impact she counteracted chitter chatter in the back, a hushed silence, and now you got her attention. The people are ready to listen, and the world is waiting to hear you. So make it good, no, make it great. I want you to shove magnificent metaphors in my mouth so I too can chew and spit that shit out until I get illegitimately and literally ill with alliteration. I want your voice to drown me the fuck out. Give me that good pain like after a workout, because sometimes truth hurts and I can take it. So take the gloves off, baby. I'm asking you to treat me like a masochist. Spank my backside with your best piece of prose. Ooh, girl, I like it like that. Bulldoze through me like a freight truck and elevate my soul to new levels of surreal existence. I want you to wow me and arouse me, because I would love for your erotic poetry to be, what's the word? Erotic. Whisper sweet somethings in my earlobes that send chills down my neck. Give me an affirmation that feels like certainty. A poem wrapped around a prayer wrapped around a poem. I beseech you to tell me something new. Make me forget about all the garbage in my life, even for a few minutes. If you're gonna sing, make sure you can sing. And finally, if you've heard anything I said, replay it in your head and throw it out the fucking window, because you know and I know that there's a million motherfuckers that can do this better than me. But believe me when I say this is, was, or should never be about me, but in reality about you and me and the beauty of our connectivity in the pursuit of extraordinary poetry. And yes, it's cheesy, but we need to be all that we can be, so please, show me all that heavenly glory laced in every line. Show me your divinity, and I promise I will respectfully show you mine. Thank you very much, Pace University. You guys rock.
The first one is really 90% of the reaction I get because of my accent. So, you tell me, loosen your tongue, make it lighter, as if I ever complained about carrying my history in my mouth. I don't mind the sea breezes flapping flags of independence hanging from my tonsils, or memory mountains on my gums. You beg me to shut the village gates of my jaws. You do not understand what lives on the other side of them. My accent is not a burden, a hindrance. It isn't cute or funny. It is the smoothness of a wooden spoon after a whipping. It is the thunderous disquiet of waterfalls. It is the leftover crumbs of British colonization and African dehumanization. My voice will always be a choreography of calypso, buyo, and zouk. Indigenous people line the hallway of my larynx, selling ancestry with a side of truth. You would rather me pronounce lies. Sing Christopher Columbus's praises when I know that man did not even discover himself. You imply that the sugarcane sweet structure of my sentences is too slave ship tight, too carnival colorful, too fish market loud, too Atlantic Ocean rough, too Equator Island hot. Learn how to spell stars and stripes in red, white, and blue. Even if I think the sun and rainforest in green bounce more comfortably between my cheeks, maybe fresh coconut water can wash down forkfuls of the American salad bowl. Mais moi fait toujours, I'm still hungry. Each syllable slipping from my lips has been boiled in rice and peas with coconut milk and curried in chicken. I like keeping my words tasty because sometimes I have to swallow them. I speak like my grandmother. Her murmurs have calmed hurricanes and erupted volcanoes, raised 6 children and ripened green mangoes. I have dialed home in her tone and found perfect peace. I have mastered the art of expressing emotion by sucking my teeth. But why would you want me to forget all of that? Like you did. You eradicated the true Americans and pretended like they never existed. Sorry, I would rather manifest my destiny in something native. So broadcast the news in Cherokee, forecast the weather in Algonquin, recap the games in Iroquois, play music in Hoopa, teach kindergartners in Yuchi, create Rosetta Stone for Illini. You start talking American, and then maybe I will too. Okay, so I have a new poem I'm gonna do for you guys. By show of hands, has anybody ever done something that you really regret and are very ashamed to talk about? Okay, so this is my poem about that, so bear with me. Dear Mom, this poem will reach you like the night before the hurricane, and I will be 200 miles away when the rain comes. Before you will realize it is possible for a mother to have a child she doesn't know. In 2006, I did not graduate college. I got a C in a class that required a B, and when my advisor called, worried and caring, I ignored her. I was afraid to tell you I didn't make it. Afraid I would no longer be perfect. Afraid I would no longer be good enough. So I lied. Said I completed my degree and didn't want to partake in a ceremony. I lied. Didn't understand how to manage my money. Got evicted from my apartment, crashed on a friend's couch for the summer. Said I was moving to New York in the fall for grad school and the skyline and a wonderful job. I lied. I worked knocking doors in Brooklyn, begging for signatures to supposedly lower tenants' electric bills. I think it was a scam, but I was getting a paycheck. I got a job with Barnes & Noble. I told you I worked part-time when I went to school. I lied. I worked full-time. My next job was as a receptionist in a nursing home. A year later, my hourly wage doubled with a promotion. I told you I worked with kids. I lied. I prepare Medicaid applications for people over 65. I made up this entire life to present to you and the rest of the world because I was too embarrassed to say, this is me. The girl who graduated high school at 15 and had it all planned out to have a PhD by 23. Who didn't yet know that she was not mature enough for bills and grown-up things and college. The girl who was raised to want for nothing. The woman who's afraid to want things. Who has eaten herself into obesity, figuring the more there was to look at on the outside, the harder it would be for people to see the truth on the inside. The woman who up until a few days ago thought not being alive any longer would be better than telling you these things. I've hung these lies in the hallway of my heart. The mind is an amazing thing. It can start believing the pictures it's created are real. They're not. This is me. 3 semesters shy of a bachelor's degree, I finally decided to stop running. I'm facing the mirror and the music. Mom, I'm exhausted. Pretending for 6 years has drained all the happy out of me. I just want to be free. Tell you that I'm human, a dungeon of mistakes, and that I am so sorry. That after all this, God has not given up on me. I'm 25 years old. I found poetry. I work 2 jobs. I've enrolled to go back to school. I have friends who love life back into me. I live in a comfortable apartment. I want to tell you these things. I want to call you and tell you that my smile is infectious. My hugs make people love me. My heart's bruised, but it is beating. I'm a second chance, a half-winged dove, a brown crayon, the prettiest secret I've kept from myself. You are an unpublished songsmith. And I am your most beautiful ballad, unedited and all. For 12-year-old Nia, I pray you never know the charred side of your father. How his match-like fingers stroke underage bodies. How he sears secrets and flesh begins to smolder. But should he one day forget that you are his daughter and fall victim to his inferno, should you find your body a candlewick melting, should you find your angel wings set ablaze, should your hormones not understand you never gave permission to palms of a man with an incinerator for a soul and fire alarms for a heartbeat, find a mother who will believe you, who will fight for you. But careful, Nia, she may not be the same woman who birthed you. Right, so you guys having fun? Yes. Okay, so this last poem is for, I guess the women who, when the morning comes, realize they made a big mistake. And they keep making that mistake until one day they stop. After the 17th penis slowly shrinks out of you, as if embarrassed for puking in a place so heavenly, you will open your eyes. You will count to 100 in increments of 5. By 20, you will know that this man is not the one that will save you. By 40, you will watch him. 55, tuck, 60, lift, 65, button, 70, zip, 75. His movement so fluid, you will feel like drowning. By the time you get to 95, you'll be staring holes in the door he's escaping through. At 100, you will be left with pieces of him only satisfactory for drug screening or DNA testing. The crying will begin. You will not curl your skeleton into fetal position. There is nothing Gerber-like about the things you just swallowed. You will not kneel to pray. You will think God may not appreciate a conversation in the same stance you just pleased the devil with. You will not stand. That involves a straight spine, squared shoulders, and a head tilted upward, all of which you just let him leave with. You will not call your friends. You'll be too ashamed to tell them that you are leftovers under another man's fingernails again tonight. You will not notice that you are leaking, that your insides are running away from you. You will not write. Your notebook holds more reflection than mirror. And if nothing else, you know how temporary your grip on permanent things. You cannot risk remembering this. You will not hold yourself. It will feel too much like a ghost, like desperation, like struggling to grasp your shadow, the only part of you that hasn't become translucent. You will not drink. Alcohol ain't got nothing on this. No other drug will leave you comatose, ragdoll looking. You will wonder why you like this. You will wait impatiently for dawn to remind you that you are human, that you do not dissipate in sunlight like your lovers do. How quickly they suck the life out of you and flee without remorse. You will ask the skyline when you will stop fucking vampires. You will crawl animal-like to the bathroom. Once you get there, you will use the wall to steady. You will not trust your legs. With the house of a torso so hollow, you will not have faith in its foundation. You will shower for 3 hours. Remember the science class that taught you hot water purifies. You will apply this concept to your skin. You will beg it to burn the wants to be needed, the need to be wanted, and yesterday and 2 a.m. doorbell rings. It will not oblige. You will get dressed with your clothes inside out, as your body will not be accustomed to feeling the interior of things. You will scan the floor. Pick up items you've been careless with, your Bible, your self-esteem, quarters for laundry, Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, your camera, the last smile, and you will still be crying. And all this may not happen after the 17th penis. It may be after the 3rd, or the 11th, or the 104th, but you will know when it's the one, when you will stop ingesting men and their extensions because you realize you are all you need for your salvation. Thank you.
So, this is for self-acceptance. You guys already know I have kind of a filthy mouth, so just warning. What if I was a different kind of girl? Quiet, tame, knew my place, shut the fuck up, didn't let my tongue get loose after whiskey, didn't say pussy on stage. What if I quit performing, became religious, wore an Orthodox wig, chopped cucumbers for Shabbat? What if the Orthodox rejected me because I had a busted hymen and a head full of human rights? What if I believed I was beautiful, focused on the 4 guys who wanted me and not on the one who clearly doesn't? What if I hadn't laid in his bed like a heroin addict when he said he didn't want me? What if I just had the self-love to walk the fuck out? What if I had the same strength with men that I do on stage? What if I didn't beat myself up for slipping, falling, wanting, fucking, eating, grabbing, loving? What if I was a groupie? What if I watched men perform and thought they were gods? What if I didn't have more fans than him? Would that make me more feminine? Would you love me then, claim me then, fuck me then, feel more manly then? What if I was 22? What if commitment was not in my near future? Would that make me more desirable, less complicated, less intense, more digestible to you? What if I confessed I'm one of those chicks that likes to be fucked with hair pulled, thrown up against a wall, that wants to go out to brunch with your mom the next morning? Would you rather I just lay there on my back like a snow angel, a virgin, a puff of cotton, and was a woman enough to tell you how I like it? What if I didn't have to talk dirty in your ear, baby? What if I was young, fresh, and green? Would that make you want to keep me, cherish me, marry me? Make you want me to be the mother of your first son? What if I was one of those cold bitches that played harder to get, cheated on him, made him pay for everything because I didn't have my own career? Would that bring out the hunter in him, make me an irresistible damsel in distress? What if I was tiny, so tiny, 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 he could fit a bracelet on my thigh, he could slip me in a glove compartment, he could carry me on his shoulders like a toddler? What if I never thought about race or politics? What if I was one of those white girls that only hung out with other white girls that did white girl things in white girl land? What if I just dated my own kind, played by the rules? What if I didn't know more Spanish than Hebrew? Yeah. What if I was more traditional like that? What if you took me, all grown-up woman, a freaky loving girl gone batshit crazy with a master's degree and a mic, talking smack out the side of my mouth? What if, oh my God, guys, what if I wasn't even really Jewish after all? What if after this whole Hebrew Mamita stint, I was really a Dutch baby? Yeah, what if I was suddenly Catholic, bought him a rosary, and he baptized a little baby, like in the Godfather movies? Would he connect with me more? Would I not seem so Jewy, so loud, pessimistic, neurotic, so sarcastic, so, Jewy? What if I came with a warning label, heart might explode upon abandonment? Would you have left me on the shelf before you turned me out? What if I didn't have to worry how you will all see me after you hear this poem? Didn't worry you'll think I'm an exploding mess of a dish? What if I could just own this delicious finger-licking madness that is me? What if I told you I'm fine, just a female hunchback, a grotesquely honest heart as my hump? What if I was myself? And that was good enough.
Yeah. Fuck yourself. Now where are my carnivores at? Carnivores of the world, unite! I come today to present evidence of a looming threat in our midst. An evildoer above all evildoers is at this very moment plotting a plot most unplottable. I speak, of course, of that herbivorous hypocrite, the vegetarian. Pulled from an antiseptic clear plastic death row is a simple bundle of green offset by off-white shades of verdant spring and water. Snapping off its husky harvest body is a bushel of young, blameless, innocent, pseudo-seraphim, freedom-loving celery. Laying heavily to the chopping wood, the young celery wail in horror as one by one the bejeweled and house-dressed primate snaps off each one of her ribs. Once, twice, thrice in succession. The screeching, snapping cries do not abate as the horror deepens. Pulled from but another block of once breathing wood, shink, the blade. Chop and smash! The blood of the celery is on your hands, Susie Homemaker! The blood of the celery is on your hands! According to the American Association of Biology, an object qualifies as alive if it maintains the following 7 characteristics. Organization in cells, homeostasis, metabolism, growth and development, reproduction, and change through time or evolution. An object which maintains 6 of these characteristics is not a living thing. Therefore, there is no gradation to existence. You no better than a turnip. We no greater than cockroaches. We no better than tapeworms. So why then are you being fucking stupid and telling me that you and your beloved bovine are more worth the oxygen than a string bean? Why? Because it doesn't have cute little lovey-dovey eyes, doesn't flip its little ears back and forth in the spring grass. Fuck you and your farm animals! For every animal you don't eat, I'll eat 5. I'll have a baby seal sandwich on rye with lettuce, tomato, and canned rub. What gives you the right to decide if a living thing can or cannot feel pain? If you paid more attention to the tulips you're murdering in clay pot concentration camps, you would realize that if left half in the sun and half in the shade, a rose will lean into the lights. Just like you, life wants life, and just like you, I take life to have life. I mean, look at me. I'm a fucking killing machine. Lions don't sport half-foot fangs to attack heads of lettuce. Cheetahs don't clock in at 60 miles an hour in order to better outrun the ever-elusive potato. And I don't sport this big brain to devise strategies to conquer and destroy the armies of General Pineapple. I am an animal. And I am bloodthirsty. Feed a mouse a ham sandwich and he dies. Feed a squirrel a sausage and he dies. Feed me a steak and I order red wine. I say fuck animals. I ride around in a car made out of elephant bones and dolphin skin. It's fueled entirely on pork fat. Instead of fuzzy dice, I've got 2 dead hamsters. And the bumper sticker on the back says, fuck the whales! My friends, I do not mean to discriminate, but I eat vegetarians on paper plates. Fuck the animals, save the plants.
Everyone else is doing soft, sensitive love poems. Yeah, well, I am as well. This is my soft, sensitive love poem. This is called, Hey, thanks for dumping me. I'm gonna burn down your mother's apartment. I'm not really good at this. It's over shit. I love you. Why else would I stand outside your bedroom window every night till 3 a.m. for the last month? I'm not a fucking owl. I'm a man, damn it. But if this is what you want, you horrible motherfucker, then you can have it. I'm totally gonna be good. Watch me handle this so well. I'm over you like a motherfucker. You know, last week I met a girl at a gas station whose name rhymed with yours. So I made out with her boyfriend in front of her. That makes sense. I have a headache. Prescription calls for headbutting the hood of your car. I stole your dog, put up a lost dog sign, brought it back for the reward, and then punted it into a tree in front of your little sister. When I saw you with that new dude on Facebook, I was so happy for you. That's why I found out where he lived and dropped the photos of you blowing me into his mailbox. Happy Easter. I also totally didn't put his toothbrush in my ass. I put it in his cat's ass. Then I went to your mother's apartment and I burned it to the fucking ground. I stole your little brother's basketball. Peed on him. Went to a diamond mine to get to the center of the earth, found it, peed on it. Then dribbled your little brother's basketball in the same place for 3.5 years, knocking the earth off its orbit and sending your mother's apartment barreling into the sun. But seriously, your mom makes really good lasagna. And she always gets every question right on Jeopardy. And did you know I still love you? Let's make sure your mom's apartment doesn't catch on fire. Your move, pumpkin.